All right, today we are going to start with the distributive method, which is 4-6. If you could copy that title into your notebook, you can pause the video and you can also write down our first multiplication problem, 23 times 67, into your notebook as well. And then we will get started. All right, so the distributive method or distributive property that we're going to be using involves breaking these numbers into expanded form and multiplying each piece of the number. So we're going to start with number 23, and we're going to break that up into expanded form. So 23 in expanded form is 20 plus 3, and I'm going to put that in parentheses to group it together. And then what am I doing with that 23? I'm multiplying it by 67. But I'm going to break up the 67 into expanded form. So we have 60 plus 7. And now comes a little bit of the tricky part where I'm going to distribute these numbers. And I'm going to start with the 20. The only numbers that I'm going to be drawing arrows from are my 20 and my 3 because it's my first parenthesis up here. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So 20 is my tens place, and I'm going to distribute that first to the tens place of the other parenthesis. So I'm going to be doing 20 times 60, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the other number, and I'm going to draw the arrow from the 20 to the 7. Now I'm done with the 20, because it's never going to go to the 3, because that's part of the number. So now I'm going to move over to the 3. I'm going to distribute the 3 to the 60, and then I'm going to distribute the 3 to the 7. So you're always going to the other parenthesis. And now we're going to put those together. So my first green arrow was 20 times 60, and I'm going to put that in another parenthesis. Again, the parentheses are just there to group them and organize them. And then I'm going to add it, just like you did in area model, you were adding the pieces together. And I'm going to do another 20, but this time, instead of to the 60, it goes to the 7. Okay, so that green arrow went to the 7. I'm going to do another plus sign because I'm adding again. And now I'm moving to my 3. So where did the first arrow go to, the first red arrow? It went to the 60. And then my last parenthesis, always going to be your smallest digits, sticking with that 3, but the second arrow went to the 7. So you can see I have 4 equations. The first 2 begin with 20. The second 2 begin with 3. There's another pattern here. The first and the third have the 60. The second and the fourth have the 7. So you should always see repetition with these numbers. And now I'm going to actually work it out. So 20 times 60, I can do that in my head, 1,200, plus 20 times 7 is 140, plus 3 times 60 is 180, and then my last fact is 21. And to add those up, some of you might be thinking, I can do this in my head, but I really don't want to make a mistake, so I like to line them up carefully, like this, vertically. And I'm going to add those, 14 here, carry the 1, 3, 4, 5, and just put the 1. So my answer to this problem is 1,541. All right, let's try another one. Okay, you can pause the video once you write this in your notebook. I'm going to do another 60. This time we're going to do 93. Okay, so we have 65 times 93. But at any point you want to pause it and give it a try on your own, you can always replay the video to see how you did. So my first step, if you remember, breaking both numbers up into expanded form. And remember, we're multiplying them. So we're taking 65 times 93, but I'm going to write 93 like that. Okay, so that is step 1. Step 2 is my distributing. Make my pen a little bit smaller here. So I'm going to do the biggest numbers first, my 60 times my 90, and then my 60 times my 3. I'm done with the 60, so I'm going to change colors. I'm going to move over to my 5. 5 times 90, and then 5 times 3. And now to rewrite my next line, I'm going to follow my arrows. Switch colors again. So my first parenthesis, 60 times 90. Your first one should always be your two tens place digits, your two double digits. Remember, you're going to add them. You're not multiplying the parentheses together, you're adding them. And now 60 again, but this time it's with the ones place. And add again. Now I'm going to move over to my 5, and that's going to go with my 90. And then, like I said before, your last parenthesis is always your ones in your ones place. And now I'm going to multiply it out. So I know that 6 times 9 is 54. I have 2 zeros. And then I have another 180 like last time. This one is 450 and a 15. And again, I'm going to write it out neatly, vertically, so I don't make any mistakes. And if you want to pause it and add it, and then you can play the video and make sure you got it right. And hopefully we both got 6,045. All right, I'm going to let you try one on your own, and then you can see where you're at if you're ready to start practicing, or if you want to do a few more practice problems. So our last problem is going to be 74 times 12. That one's going to be nice and easy. So if you want to write it in your notebook, pause the video and figure it out, and then you can play the video again. I'm going to do it right now so you can check your work with my answer. All right, so I have 70 plus 4 times 10 plus 2, and I'm going to distribute 70 to 10, 70 to 2, 4 to 10, 4 to 2. Switch pens again. I like the thinner pen. So now I'm coming up with all 4 of my parentheses, and then another 70 times 2. Add that up, 4 times 10 plus 4 times 2, my ones place, 700 plus 140 plus 40 plus 8. Again, you're probably thinking, I could do this in my head so easily, but it's nice to write it out. Add it up, 8, 8, 8. Look at that, 888 should be your answer. All right, this is the time. Check in with yourself, decide how you're feeling about it, check your answer, and either begin your practice or do a little bit more before you get started. Nice job.